We're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw in a second, but people, I have found the worst tweet of all time. By Nia, of course. I can't wait for Ronda to one day return to WWE, even if WWE orders me to make Ronda look good in the ring. Whoa, 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 whoa! Am I seeing Nia Jax saying that she can make someone look good in the ring? Am I seeing Nia Jax saying that she can carry someone in a match? Nia, honey, Nia. No. Shawn Michaels would question his wrestling skills after a match with Nia Jax. People, this tweet made Ric Flair cry. This tweet turned Big Show heel. And then face again. And then heel again. This tweet got Shinsuke speak English. People, what am I seeing? Is this the end of the world? Given the circumstances, it might be. Nia, honey, Nia, stop. Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Greatness of Raw. Again, in an empty arena, so... yeah, man. I mean, it sucks, but there's nothing we can do. There's nothing WWE can do. It's just the way it is. And what I hate the most is obviously the uncertainty, because we don't know for how long this is going to happen. It could be a couple of months, it could be a year, it could be more, it could be less, we don't know. Recently, I took a big hit as well because YouTube ad revenue is getting worse and worse every day. So I want to thank my patrons because your support means more than ever. But people, let's talk about Raw. The show kicked off with Drew McIntyre. Can I just say that this championship looks like it was made for Drew McIntyre? It suits him so well. I don't even know if the big gold title would look just as good on Drew McIntyre. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, big gold title. Of course it would. But I'm just saying that this championship never looked better on anyone else. Drew McIntyre calls the cameraman in the ring and speaks to the fans. He obviously thanks people watching at home, and he also mentions the positive internet feedback because it was kind of surprising. It's surreal that he beat the Beast in under 5 minutes, and it's surreal that this happened 20 minutes later. And he obviously is talking about the Big Show, you know, interrupting and having a match against Drew McIntyre after WrestleMania. It's not at WrestleMania. I've seen a lot of people saying Big Show main event at WrestleMania. No, it happened after WrestleMania. You won't find that match in a WrestleMania video, WrestleMania DVD. It was on Raw, so it happened after the show. Drew McIntyre says that he wants to be a different kind of champion. He wants to be a fighting champion. He's going to accept every challenge from a superstar that deserves a WWE Championship opportunity. And this is where we got the United States Champion Andrade and Zelina Vega. And Zelina says that yes, it's great that you had 2 WrestleMania moments. My client Andrade, however, didn't have a single one. We also got Andrade speaking. Something that I forgot is that Andrade was the one that actually took the WWE NXT Championship from Drew McIntyre. I actually forgot. It was not necessarily a championship challenge because it was more of a who's a better champion. So in the main event, we got champion versus champion, United States Champion Andrade versus the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. And I was kind of interested. Obviously, it's a very predictable match, but given the history, also champion versus champion, I was excited. We also got a bunch of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, which is a good thing because finally it all makes sense. Not just WWE announcing who's in a match. The first one was Asuka versus Ruby Riot, which was actually very long. And by the way, people, we didn't get any replays tonight. All matches were actually on Raw, no WrestleMania recaps, no rematches of old pay-per-views, none of that. We actually had a bunch of matches, and that's possibly because we are getting Money in the Bank qualifying matches, and that is a good thing. So we got Asuka versus Ruby Riot, which was pretty decent, but of course Asuka won the match, and she is going to Money in the Bank. She won the match with a submission, and I believe it was a right call. MVP announced that next week we are getting Money in the Bank qualifying matches for men. Matches like Rey Mysterio versus Murphy, Aleister Black versus Austin Theory, and Apollo Crews versus MVP. Of course. Of course, it's MVP. Then, for whatever reason, we got Oni versus Aleister Black. It's like WWE are spoiling us with dream matches, so I cannot complain. This was a bit longer than expected because I thought they're gonna treat Oni as a jobber, but that's not exactly what happened. We got a black mass for the pin. Aleister Black wins. After the match, we got an interview. What's your game plan against Austin Theory? He says, my game plan is to win. Well, can't say that it doesn't make any sense. He has a point. I like when WWE says certain superstar is back. In this case, Becky Lynch is back. When did she leave? That's my question. Anyway, she's talking about Shayna Baszler, so obviously this is the rivalry that we are going to get. She also talked about Money in the Bank, and she's a smart woman, you know. She's like, whoever wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, name, time, and place. Yeah, name, time, and place. Let me get ready. So it kind of sounded like she's a bit scared, you know. I believe a fighting champion would say something like, anytime, any place, I don't care. You can do it in a parking lot. It doesn't matter to me. Becky is a bit different. She's like, time, place, let's have a match. Becky, I don't think a lot of women would make that mistake. They know that the Big Show would ruin everything. Another WWE Money in the Bank qualifying match was Sarah Logan versus Shayna Baszler. That was a quick one because Sarah Logan got injured because of multiple attacks to the arm by Shayna Baszler. This wasn't even a match. The match ended because, Sarah Logan could not compete anymore, and the announcer actually made a mistake. He said, the winner of this match, Sarah Logan. This is your winner. Does it feel good to win the match, Sarah? Does it look like she won the match, though? Anyway, it was actually Shayna Baszler, and the commentators tried to explain for 5 minutes why it's actually Shayna Baszler who won the match. Which is, yeah, I mean, she's winning the Money in the Bank. Every time we get Shayna Baszler in Elimination Chamber matches, Money in the Bank matches, it makes things a bit too predictable in my opinion. Seth Rollins was talking a lot backstage, short promos, I think we got like 3 of them. At first he was sad he lost against Kevin Owens, and then he said he's going to rise again, and I'm pretty sure I already knew what he meant by that. Akira Tozawa versus Austin Theory was another match we got on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, that was pretty okay. Austin Theory is basically Finn Balor 2.0. This guy looks so much like Finn Balor. Obviously, Austin Theory wins the match, and after the match, we got the first, I think that was the first time we seen this faction, all 3 members, which is pretty good. I actually like that. Austin Theory doesn't really fit in that group, but, whatever the case may be, man, whatever works. So they beaten the crap out of Akira Tozawa. I actually like this faction. I think it's pretty cool.
I was not on Monday Night Raw because me and Dominic were playing baseball. Murphy is one of the most talented people on the roster, but he's certainly not a puppy.
One thing's for sure, I don't understand WWE putting all these jobbers on Raw. Some people that we never heard before. For example, Tehuti Miles. We got Tehuti, I don't know, man. Tehuti Miles versus Angel Garza. Now, I didn't care, but I wouldn't say that it was not impressive because this spot right here, man, that was pretty cool. That was actually pretty cool. Angel Garza is one of the most talented people on the roster. Gotta love this guy. And he always loses the pants during a match. What a coincidence, man. Obviously, he wins the match, and that's when we got the attack again. This faction is running wild on Monday Night Raw. People, this is the best day in my life because we got Kairi Sane versus Nia Jax, in which Nia Jax absolutely buried, squashed Kairi Sane. I'm so happy that Nia Jax is looking strong, man. The most talented woman on the roster. She's carrying every single woman through a match. Yes. She's like Shawn Michaels of the women's division. She's like the most likable person on Twitter. She's so proud. Every time someone criticizes her, she has to respond to every tweet. Confidence, man. That shows a lot of confidence. Certainly not fake positivity. None of that. Nia Jax is all business. Yeah, she won the match and she's getting that push. Obviously, WWE are planting seeds for Ronda's return. I know it's all a bit scripted, but you have the guts to tweet that you can carry someone through a match? No, Nia. No, I cannot support that. I cannot support that. Charlotte Flair looks pretty good with that NXT Championship, and she basically wants to remind everyone what she's made of. First it was Rhea Ripley, and now it's going to be Io Shirai. Like I've said before, it's a good thing that she won the championship because at the end of the day, she doesn't have anything to do on Raw, SmackDown, so now we are getting different matches. Now, I don't watch NXT anymore, but for those who watch NXT, I'm pretty sure it's pretty exciting for you. We got No Way Jose versus Bobby Lashley. The story of this match is that Lana is distracting Bobby Lashley. She did it again, but of course, it's No Way Jose, so in order to lose to No Way Jose, you gotta lose your limbs. I don't know. So, Bobby Lashley still won the match, you get the point, but he doesn't really seem very happy with Lana. And Lana is blind, I guess. Like, how could you not see that? Okay, it's wrestling. Next, we got the Viking Raiders versus Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Match after match, match after match. I kinda want some promos, not gonna lie. And I miss Randy Orton, I miss Edge, but whatever, man. We got the match, and like I've said, I'm happy that Ricochet and Cedric Alexander are a tag team. Now they are even wearing very similar attires. It was a pretty fun match, but of course the Viking Raiders won. And in the main event, we got the champion versus champion match. WWE champion, United States champion, Drew McIntyre, Andrade, and that was pretty fun to watch. Obviously it's been like a week, but I'm enjoying Drew McIntyre's title reign, you know, given the circumstances. Hopefully WWE fans won't turn on him, and I'm pretty sure they won't. I mean, Drew McIntyre is way more likable than Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. There's something about Drew that makes you happy about his success, you know? Even though I'm happy for Roman, Seth, but it's just not the same. You know, Drew McIntyre just doesn't feel like this WWE made superstar. With Roman, Seth, all of these guys, you already knew they were gonna be WWE champions. Anyway, that's not the point. This was a very fun match. Obviously, Drew McIntyre won. What a sell by Andrade, by the way. And this is where the story starts. This is where the new story starts. We got Seth Rollins, we got a curb stomp, and then we got another curb stomp. So Seth Rollins just attacked Drew McIntyre. This is the riot we are going to get. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, WWE Championship. Kinda makes sense. Seth Rollins should be jealous, you know, in his storyline. He should say, well, fans turn on me, why are fans not turning on you? I'm a better champion because people last year, Seth Rollins won the championship. This year, Drew McIntyre won the championship against Brock Lesnar. It's a very similar story, and I'm pretty sure we are about to get many cool matches. Now, many people will say I expected someone else, but let's be honest, who else should face Drew McIntyre right now? Let's save the big matches for SummerSlam. You know, maybe we'll get a crowd, who knows. For example, yes, I want to see Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I want to see Drew McIntyre versus Edge. But the thing is, right now we need a heel star. We don't want a dream match happening right now, so I'm okay with this. And I'm pretty sure the match itself is going to be pretty cool. So that was your Monday Night Raw. Thankfully, we didn't get any replays. It was a bit more enjoyable. I just hope all of this is going to end in like at least 2 months, man. Hopefully. Thank you for watching the video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.